Hey YouTube, this is John with Lock TCG. Welcome back to the Vault. Today we have part two of locals from the week of the 20th in October. Um, we have Charles's Gamma pushing on to the next round against a familiar face to the channel, Will. He's playing the revamped Kid Goku yellow deck. I think it's Ape Goku. Back here on the narration, it's me, and we have Charles again. Charles, welcome back to the video.
Hello again.
So going into this matchup, though, what did you think about this deck? Because I know this is the revamped version of the yellow deck, but from what I've heard from you, you said it's a really good deck too.
Oh yeah, it just rushes down. Its first three turns is just terrible if I don't see Bean.
I was gonna say because if you can't get your leader essentially that +5, because he just swings with a bunch of 15Ks, correct?
Yep, 15Ks and two dual attackers or something. Wow, it was absurd.
And then it's still a typical yellow deck with like the extra cards and the
Yeah,
ripostes.
including all the good yellow stuff in the yellow deck.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely a contrast because what was it? I remember, I remember, what was it during the format when Gogeta Xeno was still kind of dominant? Um, was what blue yellow was the most dominant color pairing with the Zamasu counterplay still being a thing.
Yeah,
So to see a yellow deck starting to do good, like I think this deck does much better. Like if you had to compare it to Father Son Vegeta Trunks, the leader, what do you think? Do you think this deck's much better?
they both do different things. Like this one spams out, rushes down, and can counter your opponent, and Trunks is just countering and stalling out the match.
Okay. I mean, in like the terms of the metagame right now, I feel like a lot of like mid-rangey aggro decks are doing well. So I feel like this deck having that plus it has like the safeguards behind it with like counterplays and counters
Oh yeah.
makes it a really good deck. Because like everyone now plays essentially a 4 of with a cooler counter, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought in this whole match. I was like, oh, he's gonna have at least one cooler counter in his hand by turn three, so
Ex-
it didn't matter what I did.
exactly. And I was gonna say like when I first started playing Dragon Ball, I remember yellow decks would only play like one of them. They wouldn't really play a lot. Um, and then now it just became what was it like a one oh like a 2 to 3 of now, right?
Yeah, I would run four in my yellow deck.
Okay,
It's like I'm gonna push for game. I'm gonna make sure I have something to stop you.
I got you. And I do apologize, I don't know if I can get the glare fixed, but it looks like he played one of the new cards, right? The dual attack Goku.
Yeah, I had or him. Yeah, he played dual attack Goku
Okay,
on the spot.
and then I think is it his leader or the Unison gives the buff to the Goku, right?
The Unison.
Gives like a +5K on him.
Yeah, all Son Gokus get plus 5K.
Jesus, so he just becomes a beefy boy. And then I believe like because I played against Will's deck as well. I believe he has that one eighth Goku that essentially if it's removed, he just replays that Goku as well, right?
Yeah, it happens in this game.
Okay. Now my question is, what's his alternate awakening cost? Is it just having a Goku and Bulma, or is it Unison?
He just needs to have a Bulma in play, I believe.
Oh, nice. So then
A
he
card
already.
that says Bulma.
I was gonna say, so already turn 2, he's awakened. That's already great, and that's the thing I love seeing with these revamped leaders is having them updated to the point where they're able to like not even compete, more so like they're not like trash rogue decks, you know? So like they have alternate awakening costs. That's why I like with the Vegito updates, they didn't change the original leader entirely, which I think is kind of good after having the anniversary version, not the anniversary, the collector's rare released. Um,
Yeah.
but they gave it a Z battle card, which you always have access to, which is gonna which is gonna awaken for you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
there's the ape you were talking about.
I was gonna say that, and but he could just straight up search for it off his leader swing too, because
Yep.
his leader, I think the awakened side, you can either draw or you just search for a Goku, right?
Yep.
I think that's insane too. Like
And
you don't.
that dual attack Goku makes the EX evolve cost two less, so he can
Yep,
just evolve it for one.
yep. I saw that too. I was like, it just goes so. I don't know. The
Yeah.
one thing I
There you go,
was
reading it. There you go, reading it.
though now the one thing I didn't understand was when I did play against him. I don't know if you noticed it in his games. He always left that eighth rested, and I don't know if he has a way to unrest it.
I think there's a Yamcha to unrest it in the deck.
No, I think the Yamcha. No, what does it do? Because
Or
there's a lot of autos that trigger when your opponent swings, and
yeah.
the only thing that he explained to me is that auto will restand it, but the attack going through can't be blockered by it because he already missed timing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is good like for knowledge going against his deck, and that's something I love. The fact that we're seeing that kid Goku, like
Oh yeah.
it just brings back Shugesh vibes.
Yep.
Dude, I that like and that Goku is so good on its own too. Like I mean, like I saw like I think people were looking just for the SRs and they're like what $5 each now.
And
So
it restarts at the end of the turn.
yep, and
Jeez.
it's a blocker. I think it's a blocker and dual attack, no?
Yeah.
Or I think he may have barrier. I can't remember.
No, it's got barrier and blocker.
Barrier. He's a barrier blocker. Okay. So then you have that. He still has the Evolve Ape in hand. He has the Rested Goku, the Bulma on the field, the Unison Bulma on the field. Like he has so much essentially.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting deck. Like my first time going into it, I thought I was gonna lose to it, and then, like the only reason I won was just because of a misplay on Will's part because of the Prideful. If he played around knowing that, I think he would have won. And like it's a really strong deck.
Mm-hmm.
I know in this meta too. I remember people used to play a lot of Vegeta's Final Flashes. However, I do see some yellow decks not playing them. Do you think people should keep playing it or what?
It's a tough call. Like I think I only play one or two in my Turtles yellow deck right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's as good as it used to.
Well, yeah. I think it's good because like it's only good if you know your opponent's finisher is like a big like triple or quad strike boss monster.
Yeah.
So like if you're playing against like a typical red deck and they're playing like the quad strike Vegeta secret rare and they dump all their resources into it, you're like, okay, final flash, I'll take the 1 life, and like they can't even life strike you at the end.
Yeah.
But then also like most red players will play on the idea knowing, oh, they have 1 yellow energy up, they could possibly have a final flash in the hand, which is kind of kills it. I remember when people played Final Flash a lot. Like I remember that card was obnoxious. Remember when Power Harvest Super Saiyan was at 4, like just free value. But seeing here, like, so at this point in the game, what's going through your mind trying to push against Will's wall of monkeys?
Like I'm trying to understand because I never like in all his matches I watched him, he never uses the Bulma's effect to restand and block.
Mm-hmm.
So half the time I didn't know why he was doing that, and then I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to defend next turn. And only drew one bean.
And I was gonna say too, because both you, essentially both you have the same concept of you go mid-range aggro and then you also play defense.
Yeah.
And it
But
just
all his bodies have barrier basically. Even that
exactly.
cool attacker has barrier. I'm just like, what the hell?
I was gonna say that too. A lot of like barrier protection on yellow side, especially. I don't know. Like I feel like barrier has become such a numbed mechanic that like essentially if you see something it's good if it has barrier, but then there's so many effects now that get rid of things with barrier. And it's really funny. So like one example is, and people call it complaints saying they want an errata on it already, is the Z Awakened Vegito leader. It's just, oh hey, bottom deck a card, draw 2 cards, remove something with barrier.
Who is it? This is back to your hand, isn't it?
Yeah, bounces back to him.
Yeah, it's not even that bad. Well.
Exactly. It's not like it warps or KOs it. So like essentially it gives you combo material. But like for example, if you have like who would you say? I mean I don't even know what kind of, like you could say, so like I personally me, because Ravi at our locals, how he plays token Majin Buu, the green one, is he always has that annoying 5-drop, and it's his boss of his deck, but like if you remove it you lose almost everything essentially. The Vegito always has the answer to it because it's just built on the leader. So I think that's a strength to its matchup. Yeah, you put it back in the hand, but that's the only way you can actually kill it, because if it's put in the drop or I think it's like if it's put in the dropped or KO'd. Exactly. So you need to be able to bounce it or do something like that. Like that's situations where it's good. But otherwise, like if I think in my matchup against Will, I was thinking like, well, if I bounce one of the Gokus, he's just gonna play the Goku again. So I had to be careful in thinking what to bounce and what not to bounce at the end of the day. But looking
Dual
here,
attack.
what'd you say?
The dual attack.
Right.
There's one bean.
There's one B. Do you play 4 in this deck?
I think I have 3,
Okay.
unfortunately.
And I was gonna say too, there's not really a lot of Gamma players too at the locals much anymore. I know originally Ultimate Squad, we had Castro. I think Castro would come out and play Gamma and Xavier, but I think Xavier has switched more to Cell again, the starter Cell that recently came out.
Yeah.
Um, but Gamma it's a great leader. Like for blue, it's really consistent. It can go really well mid range. Um, and then the Cell boss monster, it's nothing too fancy, but it still puts in the work.
You're just seeing the problems right now. You can't deal with things with barrier.
I was gonna say, because do you play much barrier removal or no?
There's not much I can play that removes barrier.
And see, that's I think in blue the only barrier removal. Like I remember in Super Saiyan 3, because that was another example is that Boo I was mentioning it has barrier. In Super Saiyan 3, like pre Zenkai, I had Barrier of Hope, the 3 drop, draw 2, bounce something, ignoring barrier. And that was the only way I would be able to get rid of anything with barrier. And that was the only way I ever beat Robbie's green deck was I would always hold the Barrier of Hope or I top deck it. Um, and I played it because it's like, okay, you pay 3, you're already gonna untap 3 anyway because of the leader. You draw
Yeah.
2 and you get to remove a body. Um, and that's one card I've noticed in blue decks. I don't know if it's gonna be very prominent.
I
But I
think it
don't
just
know.
too much.
What's up?
I think it just costs too much to do.
Well, yeah, because if you don't have like the resources like how Super Saiyan 3 does, it's
Mhm.
just kind of you
Meh.
pay 3, your turn ends.
Yeah, basically.
So, and there's the Yamcha you were talking about. And you just look at it, what does this do?
Yeah, I don't know what it does. All I know is you get rested at restands or something. You search us for Goku.
And see, I was gonna say that Champ Goku, it's funny because everyone said this Champ Pack series sucked, and that Goku now is like at $15-$20.
It's really good.
It's a really good Goku.
I'll probably build this deck when I'm not lazy.
I mean, hey, quality games. We have all the yellow decks still.
I told everybody to buy the yellow one.
It's a good
They
deck.
don't.
It's
They
a good
don't
deck.
listen.
See,
Oh,
and like I was interested in it, but at the same time, like, because you know, like how when you have your play group of friends, you don't really want to like overlap or copy too many people's decks.
yeah.
So like Marco said he was gonna build it.
Yeah, he never shows up though.
Oh, he shows up. He's just busy with work. He shows up more than some people who don't show up as often. Um, Castro. No, I'm kidding. Well, I think what was it? That's Castro's gonna be showing up again soon. Then we can have Daddy Chicharito showing up again. Um,
Both Danny's.
I said No, I said Trino.
Oh, Trino? Oh, okay.
I said Daddy Trino.
Oh, Daddy Trino.
I mean,
Never
Daddy
mind.
can come too if he wants. But yeah. I mean, that's the hope. I mean, we are like hopefully soon. The store won't be moving locations, and then we'll have more room. Hopefully, we get more of the Chicago crowd. But locals just have like there's a lot of diversity at this locals too. Like you don't see
You know,
just one of one deck essentially.
release from Mule. Here we go. Screwed. I'm screwed.
Does it can it choose unisons?
It chooses anything.
Oh geez, so you just
Attacking
choose.
card.
Yep.
My leader. Now I can't untap at the end of turn.
Oh gee. Oh that does. And see that's another thing too. Everyone was like, I remember when Release from Evil came out, no one liked it.
No.
Absolutely.
I love that card when it came out. It
No,
was just nothing to play free.
exactly. Me too. I'm like, huh, this Gogeta card seems really good. Everyone's like, nah, it's trash. God sealing Trunks, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like there were a lot of other things, you know. Um, what would I say? I mean, right now in this game, it looks like you're just trying to build up a defense, thinking about how you're gonna survive
Yeah.
next turn, right?
Nope. That's all I'm thinking. I think I got one more bean in hand. I'm just like, do I want to tap out?
Do
He's
you
probably got a cooler, so if I do try to negate it, I'm screwed there.
you play D Magic? No.
No, not in this deck.
Okay.
I played the topos, 4 topos, 2 of the blocker negates.
Oh, there's the riposte. Oh wait, so you said you play no D Magic? Dang, I would play at least a D Magic because Dimension Magic allows for so much, you know.
Oh yeah, but oh man, I don't know what to say. This matchup was just bad. I drew bad. I'm just like,
I play bad.
yep.
This game's bad. How much life do you have? Like, you have 3 or 2? I think it's 3, right?
Well, he's got 3.
So he's at 3. What's and then what? You're at 5.
Yeah, I'm at 5.
Yeah. It's just this deck. Just I know Will brought this, and I was like, Jesus, like this deck is it's a really cool deck, and it's like I like how for Dragon Ball, like you have I feel like at locals Dragon Ball allows for the most diversity because they're now catering to older decks a lot, and they're actually giving decent support to decks. It's not like an overwhelmingly dominant like because people complain to complain, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
so everyone complains about Booyison. Everyone complains whenever Red Aggro is doing decent. No one knows the tyranny of turn 2 King Vegeta like OTK, so I don't want to hear anything about it. Uh,
That was
and if you ever bring it up around Jim's gonna be like, I never got to play the deck. And I'm like, because how long did that meta last? That was like a month or 2, right? Until they came out with the
yeah.
emergency ban
Was it
list.
King Vegeta? Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we didn't expect this to happen. I'm like, what do you mean expect this to happen? So it's like, you just have stuff like that where it's like, man, maybe we shouldn't have made this deck.
There we
Um,
go. And the bait out is cooler. He's got it in hand.
I can't even see. Does he have it in his hand or no?
Yeah, he has it.
See, but then that's the thing. He's probably holding it just for a game-winning swing.
Yeah. Playing it smart.
Exactly. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out with a monkey. So it looks
There
like
I
he's
go.
thinking with that.
Got my Android 13 in hand, ready to play. Or 14, whatever his name is.
The floodgate.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably what he is gonna counter if anything, right?
Yeah.
Just to stop a floodgate, and then at that rate, is it a 1-drop or 2-drop on play?
Put 2-drop.
2-drop flood.
I wish I saw Hatch.
Is the Hatchet Secret you're playing this deck, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about the new Goku?
Oh, I love it in the Ramku deck.
The revamped one, like the recent one,
Yeah.
or the okay.
Yeah, the revamped one.
Because it
Love it.
untaps all blue energy, right?
All mono blue energy, yep.
All mono blue. That's disgusting. Just play it like, oh, let me untap all 12 of my energy.
Yeah, you basically just play, you play the 6-drop SS4,
Mm-hmm.
put whatever 2 energy, 4, whatever. But then you just play the Goku, untap everything, then you, turning a item.
Wait, what 6-drop SS4 are you talking about?
The Vegeta. Where you look at top 4.
Oh, yeah. And lets you play him. Yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting that card lets you ramp. You just have to be able to play it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only for monocolored blue decks.
Yep.
Such a great card. Shout out to Castro for giving me alt arts. I waited so long on getting alt art like SPRs or the alt arts from the Vegeta collection on those. Same thing with Ready to Rumbles. Ready to Rumbles are now like $4 a piece, and I waited like they were like $1 when it first came out.
What? Are they really?
Yeah, they're $4 a piece.
The collection ones?
Yeah,
Or
for
Lego?
the Vegeta Legacy collection. I know. I need 4 of them still. There's a lot of foils I need to get. There's like that. I play Magic the Gathering. There's a lot of stuff I want to get. Like it's so much.
Second bean. I got off life. Let's go.
You can't counter a bean.
Oh, she's just gonna power through my bean, so it doesn't even matter.
I was gonna say. At that point, it's just a combo game.
Yep. And he's got a fat hand.
He's got a grip. He's got a full grip. I see the cooler. And then he plays. You know what is really nostalgic? He plays the old Goku where you pay 1 combo it and you get to play at the end.
Oh, that one? Yeah, that one comes with a starter.
It's just
But he's playing the World Tournament one.
Oh Jesus! What does that one do? I don't even know what that one does.
Don't remember. I think it has double strike.
Oh God.
But it's 15k already, so now it's a 20k.
20k doubler.
Yeah.
And he still has the. Does the Great Ape Goku have dual attack or no? I know he has blocker.
I don't remember.
Because I don't think he ever swings the Yamcha. He leaves Yamcha up.
No, because he uses that for his leader to tap it, tap the Yamcha, draw a card, and Yamcha restands or something.
Mm-hmm.
If he's tapped.
There's just a lot of tapping. Tap, tap, tap.
Tap, tap. For real.
I feel like there should be a card in Dragon Ball that punishes your opponent for untapping cards, not just energy. But I don't know what color would be assigned to.
It's called Bojack.
Does Bojack really do that?
Seven drop. For every card your opponent untaps, they have to warp a card to their hand.
What color is it? Is it mono yellow?
Yeah, it's mono yellow.
Well, that does nothing for us. It's from
Well,
Destroyer
yeah.
Kings, though, right?
Yeah. Keeps untapping everything, so dual attack, his Yamcha, his warping cards.
I got you. So sacrifice the brick to do your stuff. Everyone start meta slaving Bojack just to counter this deck.
Kill Bojack.
That'd be funny. But it looks like he's pushing for the win right now, or trying to at least.
Yeah, he's baiting my negate really hard. I'm just doing that on purpose. Like, yep, only 3 left. Come on.
Because he really wants you to do it. And he comboed the Yamcha.
Yep.
I'm guessing he did his effect already too. Looks like he's pushing through it. See, and that's another thing too. That Gohan Unison, the 3-drop, I think that's such a great card in yellow decks now. Like from Ultimate Squad. And now he plays the Oolong. So why is Oolong really good?
Because he can copy the power level of any guy on the field, and then you just swing for that much. Usually you're choosing the secret rare and he's a 40k body.
And he's just swinging for a free hit, essentially.
Yeah.
And like, here you go, you're gonna drop. Oh yeah, that's not a counter.
I know.
And then he's probably. Oh no, he's tapped. He can't do the.
Yeah.
Cooler.
That's when I decided to do it.
But I don't think he has a counter play that can bounce it instead of being played. So I think he just lets it hit.
I don't remember.
Do you live this turn then, or no? Does he just dive all in?
He just dives all in because I think he's gonna swing with his leader. Z Awaken.
Oh, he has a Z Awaken too. I forgot.
Yeah.
You being all nervous and rocking back and forth.
I'm just like, just finish me already. 2 cards in hand. Come on now.
Stop trying to bait him out. Don't do this to the poor man. No, but I mean, I feel like it's an interesting matchup because, I mean, I've just never seen this deck, and I think a lot of people I haven't seen much coverage on it either.
I think it's better than Trunks Judah.
Now you're saying you think it's better?
No, I always said it's better than Trunks Judah. I always try and tell Jordan to switch to this deck, but he doesn't listen, so that's not surprising.
Now, Charles, would it be nice here?
I am nice.
Let's see. So you play charge. Did you charge the cell?
Yeah.
Does he negate energy exhaust?
He's blue.
Oh, he's mono blue.
Mono blue.
Oh, but he has the green blue play him, right?
Yeah.
So weird. Bandai, stop fucking with me.
I think I just say fuck it.
Yeah, just tap forward play him. Big,
And I'm just like, I'm just like shit.
See, and
now,
that
even if I draw a hatch, I can't even play him.
well, see, and that's what I was saying. It was like that's the drawback to the draw ape. Does hatch say all your energy has to be blue?
Yeah, that has to be mono blue.
Oh Jesus.
That ape doesn't have it, so it gets played. It gets plays the Goku. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, so he gets the Goku in the field. Because he's at 2 life, you're gonna have to try and swing on it, but I'm pretty sure he has The nuts. I think his secret rare too is the Piccolo Gohan, right?
Yeah, he's got the.
That card is really good. It's like the nuts.
Reason is $200.
I know. Everyone's like, "Oh, this yellow card is garbage," and then just proceeds to keep its price.
Like, I understand why they're saying it, but no.
I think Ultimate Squad is going to be one of those sets where, as time goes on, the cards will find more use. Because I feel like the set came out, but like not many people were really interested in it.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't have as much hype as Realm of the Gods, because you have to follow up the hype behind Realm of the Gods with that.
It's hard to do.
Exactly. So I feel like it's a decent set, and it'll just age. I think it'll age decently, because like you have the Gamma stuff, you have the Unison SPRs, the Cell SPR, you have the Secret Rare. I think the other Secret Rares absolutely suck because like the Z Fighters and the Frieza. I think those cards those are absolutely nothing. There's nothing you can do them for. But the Gohan Piccolo, that's a good Secret Rare.
Very playable.
See, he does that.
Sad face.
He can rest your Unison, right?
Yep.
Biggest.
Perfect talk.
Right. Let's see. So he's going. Is he comboing out here? I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, this guy is really mad outside. Oh, there's a car that's just stopped. That's nice. Don't you love drivers in Chicago? They don't know what they're doing.
Most of them don't. Look at my hand. Trash city.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at Charles losing. Oh wait, did you pass, right? You're doing on tap?
Yeah, I'm not gonna swing with my leader because I know he has release from evil.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to just only put down 2. They have some combo power.
Jeez. See, and that's the thing. I completely forgot release from evil. Like, you can just stop later effects like that.
Well, I think it only stops because of the new way the end mechanics are now.
Because it lasts until the turn's complete.
Yeah.
There's the Goku Z-Leader. What is the and now here's my thing. What does a Z-Leader do for Goku?
He gains, I think it's double strike crit and 10k.
So he's a what, 20k or is he 25k on swing?
He'll be a 30k on swing.
He'll be a 30k on Jesus.
Double crit.
Like,
oh, he's just swing. He's just swing to put me at 1.
That's exactly right. I was gonna say, unless I don't think you have a negate, right?
Well, he doesn't. Oh no, if he can boost it to restand it, and then he'll gain the crit or something weird.
Mm-hmm. And here's your android trying to give you a combo. Here, Charles, I'll give you some combo.
I got nothing, huh?
Oh, you're missing a mono blue card?
I don't have anything that's 5k in my drop.
Oh jeez. I think you just lose on this one too, right?
Yeah, this is the turn at least.
I mean, it's a really interesting matchup though. Like this deck, like it's mid-range, it can just keep refilling his hand. I mean, your deck is naturally good for being consistent and stuff like that. But my question is like, what would you have wanted to see in order to compete in this matchup?
More beans.
More beans? Just Sensu? Is Sensu your only way you think you could have had a chance?
Yes. And maybe like my 1 drops, but I didn't see those either. But there's one right there, but it's too late.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, like, it's just really, I don't know. It's a good deck. I think we're gonna be seeing more of it at locals. Will's definitely gonna be bringing it back. Let's keep seeing it push in. If you had to side deck anything, what do you think you would side deck against this matchup?
I would probably put the Android 15s, the counterplay from Energy, because they don't have the flex, so I can at least put them at the bottom of the deck and not worry about them.
But other than that, just that.
And maybe the 4th bean.
Do you play God Sealing in this deck or no?
No, I have it side.
Would you put those in as well?
Probably not. There's nothing I really would do against this deck, because the cooler is gonna counter it. Then he might he's not gonna draw, but I don't know what else I would do to this deck.
I get you. Well, in the end, guys, Will's Goku ended up taking the game. As you saw, a really strong mid-range deck. Charles did put in the effort to try and boost himself up with Gamma. Stay tuned for next week's locals gameplay. We hope to have more content for you guys, of course. If you guys are in Chicago or know anyone in Chicago that wants to check out Thursday locals, check us out on Koalaty Games. Check us out on Facebook, and we'd love to see you there. Get more games in recorded, and just have more of a crowd. Always welcome new players. Otherwise, thanks Charles for joining us on the channel, and everyone have a good day.
Deuces.